Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video today. We're going to be talking all about Mounjaro today, giving you guys a little bit of an update on how I've been doing on Mounjaro over the past couple of weeks since I've updated, as well as just what's been going on with my YouTube channel and compound Mounjaro or tirzepatide and all of that. So first to start off, I guess we'll just talk about the YouTube thing. So if you were here from my weight loss channel, then you know that I have been having some issues with that over the course of the past couple of weeks. So essentially, that channel is just sort of on hold right now. So what happened was back in April when I received payment for my YouTube channels, I usually get payment between the 20th of the month and the 25th of the month. And I got payment for this channel that you're watching, my typical homemaking channel, but I did not receive it for my Mounjaro channel. And on YouTube's end, everything looks fine. Even YouTube, I've been in contact with them. They say that there's no issue as far as breaking any policies or anything. I've never gotten notification. And from everything that I've read, they are supposed to notify you if you break a copyright rule or some other type of rule before they take action and demonetize your channel. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what's in the contract for the YouTube partner program. So there's nothing that YouTube can find that I've done wrong. And there's no, I've not received any email. I still have access to all of the partner program functions on my end of YouTube, but AdSense, through Google, says that I was demonetized. So there's some type of miscommunication or glitch between when YouTube sent the money to AdSense or transferred it over to when AdSense paid me. And something happened in between there where they withheld the entire amount from that channel. And that was actually 2/3 of the income for last month. So they owe me quite a bit of money. So I've been advised sort of just to not post over there right now because they don't know if I'm going to be getting credit for anything that I post. Even though it says I'm earning revenue, it's not clear if I will get it or not. And at this point, I don't want to take the chance and post something and then it be for naught or for nothing or whatever. So I kind of made the decision that I was going to move everything over here for now until that gets figured out. So if you came over from that channel, I'm so grateful to have you, and that you cared enough about my updates that you wanted to come and check it out here. I understand that not everybody on that channel wants to see homemaking channel or homemaking content. So my plan is every time I post a Mounjaro video or a Mounjaro update, I'm gonna make a community post over on the other channel, kind of linking you to that video directly so you don't have to kind of watch out for them. And if you're somebody that only enjoys homemaking content and you don't want to see Mounjaro updates, that's fine too. I'm just trying to do what I can right now until it all gets figured out. So that's my little update for that. As soon as I know something more, I will let you know. I emailed YouTube, the guy from YouTube again last night, just asking because it had been a couple days since I had heard from him and I have not heard back. I'm assuming usually within 24 hours of me emailing him, he emails me. So when I know something else, I will let you know. But let's go ahead and get into my Mounjaro update. So I'm officially a month into compounded Mounjaro or tirzepatide through Orderly Meds, and I could not be happier that I made the switch. I have lost, as most of you know, about 85 pounds now on Mounjaro since November of 2022. I was on the branded Mounjaro up until a month ago when all of the shortages started to get really bad and there was just no end in sight, and there still seems to be no end in sight. I have a video coming on that soon, just of all of the stuff that's happened over the past couple of weeks with the shortage problem and all of that. I have a video coming on that hopefully next week. But when all of those shortages started to get really bad, I decided to just go ahead and switch to compounded, and I went with Orderly Meds because I felt were the best ones that had what I wanted or what I needed or what was being offered or whatever. And they had a good price of $399 no matter what strength you are on, and you don't have to pay a monthly subscription fee. So I do have a code down below. I reached out to them and was like, hey, I'm promoting this for you for free, essentially. Can you at least give them something? So if you're a new customer with them on one of the lower dosages, you can get $50 off of your first month. So I'll leave that down below. I don't get anything for you using the code. If you use my link, I get like a referral thing, but again, I'm not working with them. Everybody gets that. I explain this every time, but I want to make it clear that I'm not promoting them because I work with them. I'm promoting them because I use them and I like them, and anybody that signs up through Orderly can get a referral code. So it's just something they give everybody. But I've been on it for a month and my weight has stayed the same. It fluctuates 2 to 3 pounds, which is normal for me. So my weight will be anywhere from 165 to 168 this morning. I was 167. So I weighed in this morning for this video and I was 167 pounds. So staying within the amount. I wanted to answer a few questions that I keep seeing over and over again, especially on my other channel, about whether or not the compounded tirzepatide is as effective as the regular. And now I didn't want to touch on that until I had been in it for a solid month and I had gotten a good feel for it. And so now I want to kind of give you guys a little update on that. So I would say the first probably 2 weeks that I did my compounded shot, I didn't really feel many side effects, but I felt the same in terms of appetite suppressant. There were times that I would get hungry in the beginning and I would think that I could eat a lot of food and I'd have this, my brain would be, my mind would be like, oh, I want this and this and this. And then as soon as I started eating, my stomach would be like, girlfriend, no, thank you. And it would stop me. So while I do think the first 2 weeks I had maybe a slightly more food noise, my stomach made up for it by saying, girl, turn that off because we can't be doing that. But after that, after the first 2 weeks, I would say it went back to normal. So I don't have many food cravings or food noise. And that honestly could have been because the first 2 weeks I was actually on my period or leading up to my period. So I always have a little bit more of a craving or food noise during that time. And so that definitely could have had something to do with it. It probably did. And so it probably wasn't even the tirzepatide, but I wanted to mention it just in case somebody else has the same feeling. There are a lot of people that I see on the Facebook group that Orderly Meds has talking about how they feel like they're injecting water. I mean, not a lot, but every once in a while, there's a post where someone's like, I feel like I'm injecting water. And I just want to say that I don't necessarily, I realize that there are some people who the medicine just doesn't work for. However, you're getting the same peptide, the same thing in the compounded version that you are in the regular version. So it shouldn't really be that different. The formulation might be a little bit different, but everybody goes through plateaus. I've talked a lot about how to prevent that or how to fix it if you are in one, switching up your injection site, switching up what times of day you're eating, switching up how much protein you're eating are all things that can help you with a plateau. But losing weight on Mounjaro is the same as losing weight with any other diet or way or surgery or whatever. You're going to have weeks where you don't lose weight and you're going to have weeks where you might be a little more hungry or whatever. And so I think to go on, especially when you've just switched, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I've taken my first shot and I feel nothing. Your body is switching, from a branded to whatever. It's still a different, it's not the branded, right? So I don't know. Maybe you should give yourself a little more time than 3 days before you go on and say that you're not losing weight on, or that you don't feel anything or whatever. It could just be that your body needs a little different injection site or whatever. So that is one thing that I wanted to address. I understand people's concerns, and I was somebody that was definitely very weary about switching to compounded. I, in fact, poo-pooed on it for a long time. And I was like, oh, I'll never do that. Yeah, well, when I was faced with an ultimate decision of not having anything or having compounded, I was happy to hop on that train. So I think that to say I would never do that is a little bit counterintuitive to your overall health or whatever. So yeah, I've been very happy with Orderly Med so far. They have, I think, had a very large influx of people signing up with them. And so they are on a like slower turnaround time than they were previously. Like when I signed up, I think it was within a week I had my medicine. Now it's closer to 2 weeks just because of all of the people that have signed up under them, and they're trying to keep up with that. And I'd like to think that I brought a good amount of those people to them, because I think I'm up to almost 80 referrals now at this point. So yay for us switching and making the jump and being comfortable with not having to hunt down medicine every single week. But I do want to know how you're doing. If you either have switched to the compounded, if you went with Orderly after I did or whatever, let me know how you're doing, because I would love to know in the comments below like how you are doing since switching, because there's some of you that switched right when I switched, and I would love to know how you guys did your first month. And then also, if you are somebody that is sticking with the brand, I want to know if you've been able to find your medication, because that has been such a thing obviously over the course of the past couple of weeks, and it seems like it's going to be and pretty much until Eli Lilly opens up their new factory or whatever, which is in North Carolina near me. They say that once that gets kind of up and going and online and whatever, that it should get better, because they should be able to produce at a bigger rate, but that's not until early 2025, and we're only in May 2024. So I do want to know if you guys have been having trouble, if you found your medicine. I have been told by several people that they're still waiting like 2 months later for their prescription to be filled. There's people in the Orderly group that have switch to compound in theory, just until the shortage is over, because their insurance covers it, but they can't find it. So there's a couple people that in there that say that they have been waiting for their prescription to be filled for the past 3 months. And so they've switched to compound until the shortage is over. And I can't imagine having to pay that price difference of a $25 copay to $399 a month. But I also can't imagine going off of the medicine, and I applaud those that made that switch just so that they can stay on something over, the course of whatever. One more thing I wanted to touch on with Orderly, I did find out all of the pharmacies that they use. I've mentioned before that they use Red Rock and Hallandale. My specific formulation comes from Red Rock. I've gotten it from them both times so far, and I love it. Their formulation has done really well for me. So they use Hallandale, they use Red Rock, and then there are 2 others. They use Empower and Anazoa, which is one that I had never heard of until, it wasn't one that came up. Empower did, but Anazoa didn't come up regularly in my research. However, they are all 4 503A certified, which is what you want to look for. Bonus points if they're 503B as well, but that doesn't necessarily really affect us, because that just means that they can supply to hospitals. So that doesn't really affect us as a general purchaser. So definitely, if you are looking for a telehealth, make sure to use a pharmacy that is 503A certified. That is what you want. You do not want to go with one that is not, because then you run the risk of getting the salt-based forms or the sodium-based forms, which are the ones that are causing problems for people. And Eli Lilly has even sued or filed some lawsuits against pharmacies that are using a formulation that is salt-based. So definitely do your research. Even if you don't go with Orderly, make sure you pick one that uses a pharmacy that is 503A certified. So that is my little update for you guys today. Doing great on Orderly. My weight's sticking the same. I'm injecting just, I would say, around 10 a week. I'm not doing the full 15 because 15 is awful for me. So I'm doing about 10 a week, and that has been keeping my cravings at bay, keeping my appetite at bay, and we are chugging along on the maintenance train. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's update. I have another video coming for you guys, like I mentioned, later this week about the shortages. But yeah, thanks for coming over from the other channel if you did. And if you watched this video and you are not a regular viewer of my weight loss channel, thank you as well, because you all help me. The emoji of the day, let's do a sunshine, because you know what? The sun is shining, we're healthy, we're alive, and we woke up today. So that's something to celebrate. So let's do a sunshine emoji. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next week for some more Mounjaro content, and also next week for some more homemaking content. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.